Honest. They want that gun they've been playing with on the computer for the last 2 years. They know it's available. I want one. Where has he got gun? Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? It's what it's like on the streets. Oh, let's not that. No, you can't. So we're on our estate years ago. We used to have loads of kids. Them days it weren't class. We were looking after kids back then. It was poor as no one had money. Everyone was just trying to eat, dress and look after everyone. So back then the kids around us, the media says they deliberately got kept off school. No, the kids were deliberately sagging off school anyway, wandering the streets, going into the city centre, getting nicked for thefts. We just made them stand on the end of the stage for a little 50 quid. It's still wrong, it's all wrong. Shoot on FIFA, shoot on Call of Duty. No, but even them kids, you know, we were elder and they'd know we're packing, you know, because you'd have some in the group buzzing, you know, showing off, and the kids would be fast. Can you have an old? Can you have an old? And I'd have to go away, put it away. But I weren't thinking about the safety of the kids then. I was thinking the kids would snitch. What are you doing, the kids? Oh, that's young yet. That was the mentality then with me and everyone. You know, the kids had to prove they weren't snitches and you know. And that's the way it was. It's hard to understand, but some of you weren't alive in them days doing that type of criminal activity. Yeah, you might be dealing drugs now. Yeah, you might be doing your little madness now. But back in the day, it was a different process, different procedure. Different end games, same profits, but... So, when we started getting involved in drugs, there was loads of kids by the system. And we was one of them. So when we started making money, we just thought it was we're all making money and we're all eating. So when we're growing up, whoever established themselves, it was like a natural process. There's just a gang of us, and the one with the brains ended up being up there, if you understand what I mean. Whereas now, so do you see that them kids, when I've got out of prison, they're mad active. These are some of the scariest kids in the city right now, them kids that were around me. I've gone out the picture. They've continued being recruited by other firms like this. As soon as we went, all the firms we were having problems with just came in for the decent kids and locked them in. You know, the gun kids. And they ended up in these groups who are now manipulating them. So they didn't get manipulated by us, but when we've been took out the picture, the ones above us went, want to get with us, lad? And then just used them and had them like gunmen and people sitting on 5 kilo of white and getting paid to shoot down there with this for them. You know, all getting manipulated and groomed like that. So as they're going through that life, as they're going through their life experience, I went through mine. I was sort of groomed but not groomed. It weren't even existed then. And then I've got these kids around me, but we're not manipulating them on purpose. We're rewarding them, incentivizing it, like giving them rewards for what they're doing for us. But it weren't manipulating them into the situation. We were all just eating, we were all getting clothes for Christmas, we were all buying weed. So it was just like a little thing. But then these kids under me, when they've been getting manipulated, as they're growing up, they haven't understood it. But when they got to a certain age, hindsight, they can go, that cunt, he's having me giving him $1,000 and it was only 6 tons, so he's been making 3 ton on me off everything for the last 4 years. And then he starts waking up. He starts realising, wow, these have had me these have been rinsing me for years. I've been manipulated for time. They don't think it's manipulation. They just look at it, oh, that's business. And these, that's how it is, lad. What do you think? I don't make profit. This is how they put it across, like they're not abusing the life out of the lad. But then the same kids are in a position where if they don't toe the line with my man, no one else is giving them drugs. Why? Because since they've been around my man, they were loyal to my man, because that's what every young lad does. As soon as they're around someone and they're getting fed by someone, the loyalty's just given to them like nothing. I'm loyal to you. So now this got this loyal group of kids running around the city causing violence with the other groups who are dealing drugs. So they're isolated more now with this rat. These kids can only survive by selling the drugs. They've upset that local drug dealer, that local one. The only other opportunities they've got to get parcels, they've closed off because this cunt's had them running around, shooting shops, shooting houses. So when the kids woke up now and he's realising, wow, he's been bumping us for years, we need to swerve him. They can't really swerve him because they can't go nowhere to get swag. And he knows it. You're in debt, lad. And he'll have other heavies round him that'll make these think, oh, he's got to pay him. He's got to keep doing it. What can we do to these? Because they're only young. Now them lads learns off their techniques, learns off their methods of manipulation and cohesion. Now these lads are experts at it. Do you get where I'm going now? Now them lads that were getting treated like waking up and going, hang on, these have been bumping us. While they've woke up and realised that, they've went through, hang on, they've manipulated us here. This is how they've done it. Now they're looking, now they've managed to pay him off, get their own phone, they're making a name for themselves, they're letting shots off because the game anyway, they've already got a reputation. Come away from him, they're just more loose, more uncontrollable in the eyes of everyone else. Now they need their army. Now they need their next soldiers who are willing to shoot shots at houses and seal drugs for them. They're the big boys now. We've got to take a back seat. We can't put ourselves at risks. We've got birds now. We've got nice houses. We've got cars and that. We've been in it for 10. We need to take a back seat, but we need some recruits. And this is where your 16, 17, 18-year-old kids are getting dragged into it. Because they'll spot the game kids and they'll spot the wasted kids. And they'll poach the kid out the group. It's happening, lad. Like Mikey Wright done with me. Like Mikey Wright done with Mick O'Rourke. Like Mikey Wright done with Pancake Taylor. Like Mikey Wright done with Wacky. You know, he pokes them out the group, gets them in the paddy of the car, gives them a little spliff and that. Want to go for a scran? That's what it happens for the first few days. You think, yeah, I'm flying around with Mikey Wright, I'm flying around with this, you think you're in the game. As you're going along now, he's bringing you to his flat, you think you're getting deeper, and it's all a grooming process. Before you know it, you're getting guns from that, come here, we're having trouble with these. You're the main game kid, you're the one that's doing the madness. But they've got the reputation. So this firm, I'll have trouble with that firm there, all of a sudden someone in that firm shot dead. Straight away, the name of that firm gets the reputation. Not the kid that's done it here, the young lad. He just gets a little 10 grand and his little group respect. The gang gets the reputation, and along with that reputation comes the sale of 100 kilos of heroin every month. Why? Because everyone that was scoring off that big head that's just been shot dead understand what firm got rid of him and now contact him. That's the world. They might have been getting swag off my man being to his wedding and everything. As soon as he's gone, they need swag still. So yo, bang, they secure more custom, more swags moved, more reputation, more pull in the city, walking, and that's the way it works. And it's an ongoing chain with the kids now. It's an ongoing chain with the kids, and music's making it worse, dragging them into this gang culture early. Making your kids get into these gangs, and in these gangs is where the game kids are getting spotted. So what people look for, what your gang leaders look for, is these game kids that are boss on bikes, boss in motor cars. You know the twockers in your cities. that are getting chased by busies, or when they're young and that, and all the olds going, get on anything game. They're taking him in. Come here, lad. Bang, game kids, you get on board with us, we'll look after you. Bang, 2 years later there's a mission there, kid, you're driving, sound. Kid's risking a 30 wreck. Might get away with 2 or 3, but then you see him at 29 with a 25-year sentence or something. His children and his bird left to fend for themselves with all the enemies and all lack of lifestyle now, lack of money now. It's horrendous. It's horrendous, mate, what's going on, and no one seems to give a shit. Sorry for blanking his all, but you know what I'm like when I'm explaining something. And all that started off thingy bud, didn't it? Saying give us 10 minutes about the message.